My name is Daniel, and today I want to tell you an inspiring story that changed an entire village's way of thinking. It is a story about dreams, struggle, poverty, and the power of hard work. Some people believe that only rich families can create successful people, but life often proves them wrong. This story is about a young boy who had nothing except determination and faith in himself. In a small village surrounded by wide green fields and dusty roads, there lived a boy with his parents. Their house was old and small, built with mud bricks that had started to crack over time. Life was not easy for them. His father worked hard every day to earn enough money to feed the family, and despite all his efforts, there were many nights when they struggled to afford even simple things. The boy understood his family's condition from a young age. Unlike other children, he never asked his parents for expensive clothes, toys, or unnecessary things. He knew every coin in the house had value. While other boys spent their evenings playing cricket in the streets and enjoying themselves, he spent most of his time helping his father in the fields. Every morning before sunrise, he would wake up and go with his father to work. Under the burning heat of the sun, he would help water crops, remove weeds, and carry heavy tools. Sweat would run down his face, and his clothes would become covered with dust and dirt. The work was exhausting, but he never complained. After returning home in the evening, his body would be tired, but his day was not finished yet. He had one dream. Only one dream. He wanted to become a successful officer someday. He believed education could change his life. He believed books could take him to places where poverty could never stop him. Every night, while the village slowly became quiet and people slept peacefully in their homes, a small light could still be seen inside his house. He would sit beside a weak lamp and continue studying until late at night. Sometimes electricity disappeared for hours. Sometimes the lamp had little oil left. Sometimes exhaustion made his eyes heavy, but he continued. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. Months became years. His routine never changed. One day, while carrying some books in his hands, he walked toward the market to buy notebooks and some study material. He looked simple as always. His clothes were old, and his shoes had become worn out after years of use. As he passed through the market, a group of boys noticed him. They looked at his books and started laughing. One of them said, "Look at him. The poor farmer's son thinks he will become a CSS officer." Another laughed loudly and said, "Maybe tomorrow he will become the prime minister too." The others started laughing together. People like him are born to work in fields, not to become officers. Those words felt like arrows hitting his heart. He tried to ignore them, but deep inside, their words hurt him badly. For the first time in a long time, he felt weak. He returned home silently. His father noticed something was wrong. Usually, his son came home and started talking about studies or helping around the house. But that day he sat quietly in a corner. His father walked toward him and asked gently, "Son, what happened?" At first he said nothing, but then tears slowly appeared in his eyes. He told his father everything. He repeated every word those boys had said. After hearing him, his father remained silent for a few moments. Then he sat beside him and placed a hand on his shoulder. He said, "Listen carefully. People laugh at others because they cannot see what is hidden inside them. Never let anyone decide your future with their words. If people laugh while you are struggling, one day they will stand and clap when you succeed." The boy looked at his father. Those simple words gave him strength again. That day changed something inside him. Instead of becoming weaker, he became stronger. Instead of giving up, he worked even harder. He studied longer than before. He worked harder in the fields. He sacrificed sleep. He sacrificed comfort. He sacrificed everything for his dream. Finally, after years of struggle, the day arrived that he had been waiting for, the CSS examination day. His heart was beating fast. He prayed before entering the examination hall. He remembered his father. He remembered the difficult nights. He remembered every insult and every struggle. Then he entered confidently. The exams were difficult, very difficult. Many students looked worried. Some came from wealthy families and expensive institutions, but he believed in preparation, not appearance. After completing the exams, he returned home and waited for the result. The waiting felt endless. Every day seemed like a month. Then finally the results were announced. He opened the result with shaking hands. For a moment, he could not believe what he was seeing. He looked again and again. Tears appeared in his eyes. He had not only passed, he had secured first position. His parents could hardly believe it. His father hugged him tightly. For the first time in many years, tears of happiness could be seen in that small house. But there was still one challenge left: the interview. Many candidates prepared expensive suits, shoes, and other things, but he had nothing. He asked friends and relatives for help. He hoped someone would support him, but many people refused. Some were jealous, some made excuses. Some simply laughed, disappointed. He returned home. When his father saw him, he understood everything. Without telling anyone, his father made a difficult decision. He mortgaged his house. He arranged money so his son would not feel less than anyone. When the boy found out, tears filled his eyes. He said, "Father, you didn't have to do this." His father smiled and said, "A house can be built again, but dreams should never be destroyed." The interview day arrived. Wearing a proper suit for the first time, he entered confidently. The interview panel asked many difficult questions, but years of struggle had already prepared him. He answered calmly and confidently. Days later, the final result arrived. He had succeeded again. He was selected for the job. His dream had finally become reality. Immediately he called his father. With excitement in his voice, he said, "Father, I did it. Your son did it." His father remained silent for a few seconds because happiness had taken away his words. The next day he said, "Father, tomorrow I am coming home." When he entered the village, official vehicles surrounded him. Security guards walked beside him. People gathered everywhere. Children ran behind the cars. The same people who once laughed at him stood there silently. The same people who insulted him now looked at him with surprise. Jealousy and regret could be seen on many faces. People whispered among themselves, "Is this really the same poor farmer's son? How did he do it?" But they already knew the answer: hard work. Patience. Sacrifice. And a father's prayers. That boy had not only changed his own life but also fulfilled his father's dreams. He proved that poverty can slow a person down, but it cannot stop someone who refuses to quit. And those who once laughed at him had no choice but to watch his success. The lesson of this story is simple: never let people decide your future. Work silently, stay patient, and let success speak for you.